So at the European Investment Bank, we finance projects both inside the European Union and outside the European Union. And what we've seen has worked within the EU is when governments really make a big concerted push to promote renewable energy investment. How is that done? For instance, even more than a decade ago, we saw governments giving very preferential pricing to renewable energy projects to incentivize investors to build solar and wind projects. Now that's created a critical mass, we've achieved scale, and it's the cheapest power available right now coming from the North Sea and from solar projects all across the European Union. Now I think that is something which the countries in Africa can emulate, also by a concerted push, providing incentives for investors, making sure there's clarity on long-term payment streams so that people are willing to come and put their money in and support investment on the continent. So from our perspective, we need a holistic approach. The European Investment Bank provides sovereign financing, like many MDBs do, so providing financing to governments to improve grid infrastructure, infrastructure in general, also support for regulatory reforms. We can provide expertise where it's necessary, and then supporting that also with the right financial instruments to encourage private investment. That can be classic senior debt, like we see in the project finance space, but we also invest in equity funds, and we also provide, obviously, de-risk instruments, guarantees. We work with export credit agencies. By putting all this support together, we can really support the sector from all sides, and I think that's the only way to make it a success. Also, obviously, we all need to work together, but that's obvious. We at the European Investment Bank are really excited to be a sponsor at AEF. We come here every year, and it's just a great place to have conversations with people. We pick up local knowledge. We find out which projects are reaching maturity. We're part of the conversation around policy reforms and new technologies and financial structures that are coming out. We love it here. I think the conversations this year will be a lot around policy reform, again, about the investment climate. Generally, my experience, maybe I'm biased because I work for a bank, is that financing is generally available for the good projects, but it's getting the projects to that level where they're ready to be implemented, and that is also, I think, what's going to be discussed this week.